We were having a conversation, and you and I talked about, I think we saw an episode recently about 2025, and I was sharing a lot of the information I was hearing from an economist that spoke at the EDPA Access event at the end of 2024. And he was talking about we're going to have a great 2025. Economically speaking, the economy is poised for businesses in our verticals to do very well 2025 and 2026. We'll see some upswing in inflation in 2026, but you're there's no question we are going to have a longstanding and ongoing shortage of labor. He said right up through 2030. He said by 2030 the boomers have left the workforce. So there's an and so one of the things the discussions turned to was we really need to be doing a better job with young people or new people coming into your company to be talking about the jobs in a career-minded way, not just a paycheck and a job way, because you don't want the turnover because it's only gonna get harder to find talent. So, to our current discussion here, if we can create a more caring, sort of employee wellness focused, does that mean productivity has to go down? If, like, I know whiteboard and we're talking about some things that sound more manual and maybe you don't get it done as fast, but if you're burning people out, if it impacts less turnover, if this is a place people wanna come to work. I loved hearing at our holiday dinner party, one of the operators in the back in our back of house operations came up to me and goes, "There's never a day I come to work that I'm not excited to come to work." And he said, "And I've been working for you for 6 years." And I was like,
Yeah.
it was very humbling. Likes the people that he works with, likes the relaxed atmosphere, but we get it done. I mean, no question. So I dare to believe that we don't have to become automated, robotrons, to maximize productivity. In the end, I think what we're realizing, and we see it in the humans around us, that this can really hurt people, and there's depression and anxiety. And so I think this is a big enough deal. I mean, the conversation we're having is about digital fatigue. And while it just seems this wonderful, all these great advantages of the technology that we have in our lives, there is a consequence to the better, faster, everywhere life we're now living. And
Absolutely.
I think I would look forward for us, Khalil, that in 2025 to maybe, I don't know, tackle some of the ways that we can not give up efficiency, but somehow get our joy back and keep that and in a way that you know I like seeing pictures of selfie people and the way we gather and all that, and it's always fun to see it real time. But I don't know. There's got to be a balance. We have to find
I
that
think it's a
balance.
good, excuse me. I think it's a really good uh, pitch in some of your sales meetings. Hey,
So
your
I
team
feel
needs to
like
get to this
we've not
conference.
offered any answers to you listeners, but we've done a great job creating anxiety about the life you live with all the digital devices and screens in your life. So
Well,
you're
I
welcome.
think
There's your
everyone's aware of it
yeah.
to
No, I
some extent, and so conversations around it can only help. I think the challenge that we have as employers
yeah.
is finding ways of incentivizing or encouraging that for our employees. I think we've given some examples, the walking meetings on a phone call
I
rather than
like
on
the
a
walking
screen.
meeting. Is there a
Yeah,
can we make it
I
the
think there's
digital
also
experience more interactive somehow? I don't wanna stare and have it be a static, consumption of
yeah.
content or information. How do you get me involved because that's better? I think there's probably some constructive ways to leverage AI to
Mhm.
reduce your own screen time. I like the idea, particularly for larger companies, of segmentation and personalization to try and make that more meaningful and interactive and less um, just stare and consume. And the idea of building employee communities and meaningful connections within the business space. Um, Man, shout out to my friends at Blue Hive Exhibits. They've got this thing called the Buzz Squad. My friend Chris Dunn writes about that a lot. And, there's a beer club and you don't have to like beer, but you can like that, each member will bring something in on a Thursday or whatever day it is and features that. There's other things they do for each other to interact and share some good fellowship and camaraderie that's not of a digital nature. And great, great ideas and I think we can all take a page from something like that. So, yeah,
Yeah. Well, I think another thing is to have some meetings that are in person and no devices allowed. No phones, no laptops. Let's just be together, right? Let's talk about it. That can be a challenge, or maybe there's only one device in the room for the person who's sharing. Um,
we
but
do that.
anyways,
I do that with my family for Sunday brunch after church, and that is wherever we go to eat, I put my phone at the end of the table. I said, "Stack them up. First one that reaches pays." And if you know my daughters, they will never reach for that phone, Khalil, once that comes.
there you go.
Yeah.
I love that. That's good.